سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه إلى كل ما ملاك أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه يا حي يا قيوم. Today I would like to present to you extracts from Babaji's book entitled Building a Nation. In the Sharia, to be afraid of anything other than Allah is shirk, and in Tariqat it is kufr. Babaji reminds us to have hope from anything else is a disgrace and the cause for indignity. Angels used to be guardians on your doorstep, but today Shaitan is frightening you. This world, which today has become your master, used to be servant to your servants. Is this an honor to be acclaimed? This admiration for worldly achievement, this banquet of food and drink we all lay out, is deceptive and treacherous. There are only two things that can weaken and destroy the deen. Number one, backbiting and finding faults in others. And number two, wealth. Whoever renounced these two traits flourished and became successful. Hazrat Qad and Ayaz rahmatullahi alayhi narrates Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was saying, every nation faces the test, and the test for my nation will be wealth. This test of wealth has come, and today everybody is failing this test. This ummah, as long as it reigned free from wealth, prospered. Our domination was over land and sea. Our leadership over humans and jinns. Non-believers were awestruck by our magnificence. The glory and honor of the ummah emanated around the globe. But when we started holding wealth, when we started chasing after the dunya, we lost everything. Babaji says, Ya Shaykh, can you explain how such a regrettable situation can ever be rectified? Wealth is the true root of all worldly problems. States and ranks are dependent on the sacrifices we make for the deen. Nobody achieved any status by his name or his wealth. Babaji goes on to explain, a man died and left behind all his wealth and possessions. His relatives, the inheritors of his wealth, began arguing over its equal distribution. How good would it have been if that man had distributed all his wealth by his own hand to the poor and needy? Only he would have benefited from such an act in his grave and in the hereafter. Today, we are in excess of every commodity. We have accumulated stockpiles of everything. In comparison, animals don't conserve a single grain of anything. The trust that animals place in Allah to provide their necessities, we do not possess. If, like animals, we hadn't retained or preserved our possessions, but had instead distributed them, we would have gained the best rank of tawakkul in Allah. The dishonor of humanity would have diminished. We wouldn't have been dependent on anyone. We would have been dominant over everyone. The gap between rich and the poor would have been restricted. Humanity would still have suffered. Humanity would still have been distraught, but not how it is today. Not like this. Not in this way. Babaji says, we can't be satisfied by hollow talk. Provide a practical example. He who doesn't backbite, he who doesn't engage in taunt after taunt, he who doesn't constantly count his accumulated wealth, and he who doesn't believe he will keep his wealth forever. What were the days when in your sight, apart from Allah, no other entity was the object of your desire? Nothing appealed to you, nothing impressed you, it had no value whatsoever. You never chased after anything so adamantly that you'd go to any length to get it. You never gave it a passing glance. But today, you have become the slave of the dunya, and this is such humiliation. It is better to die than to live. Why do we not realize our plight? Why does our blood not boil with agitation at our state? If we haven't changed our condition by now, then when will we change? There is nothing more hollow and perishable than man. If only we have become aware after the holiness of man, you would never have chased after the dunya. Do that work which will benefit you. What sort of work is this that presently we are involved in? Eating, drinking and sleeping. Even dogs fill their bellies with food. Oh the living, dedicate your life to the elevation of your nation. Babaji narrates, one man asked another, what do you do with yourself these days? The man replied, the children are running their own business. Life is treating me well, and for my own contentment and to pass the time, I play chess. Babaji says, this is the worst pastime you can be engaged in. This is the worst hobby a man can have. It is worse than immersing your hand in the blood of a pig. Babaji says, busy yourself in Zikr, for salvation in the deen, the dunya and in the hereafter is due to Zikr. Life is an opportunity. My brothers, we are not going to get this opportunity again. Don't waste even a moment. Don't forget that day is near when you'll be able to move even a finger. Take advantage of your time and do that work which will benefit you in the grave. Do that work which will benefit the nation. Your tongue is only a piece of meat. It is not going to keep on doing different things forever. Use it to do zikr and tasbihah, the thing it was created to do. Do it so much so that not even a moment passes by without the remembrance of Allah. For indeed, the moment that passed by without the remembrance of Allah will be the source of great regret. O the living, you will be lowered into your grave until the day of judgment, wailing in sorrow and regret. Why did I not eat from the fruits of the mouthfuls of zikr? The flowers blossomed for me, but I refused to wear the fragrant rose. The trees were planted for me, but I burned for the sun, neglecting the protection of the shade. Allah bestowed us with the keys for the treasures of this world, but I never opened any treasure. Alas, I wish I had learned to value my blessings, and so I wouldn't have been lost in the dunya even for a moment. After becoming intoxicated in the steadfastness of one's actions, you wouldn't care about anything other than Allah. Nobody knows when they are going to depart from this world, but everybody knows we will depart. Nobody will return, but everybody will be regretful. Oh, that you can slumber. Why don't you wake from this deep sleep? If not for somebody else's sake, then wake up for yourself. To sleep at this time is wholly inappropriate. Now is the time to enter the field of good actions. Ya Hayy Ya Qayyum Ameen. Wa ma alayna illa al-balagh.